In these tough economic times, we're all asking ourselves, how do we give comfort and hope to our spouses and children when we are feeling anxious and frightened about financial matters? Here to help us out is transformational life coach Kute Blackson. Good to have you with us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
I think it's fair to say even people who are really wealthy are feeling nervous about financial matters today. So how do we, you know, give hope and positive feelings to our families when we're feeling nervous?
Sure, it's so true that these are intense times right now, but they're also interesting times where I feel as, you know, in Chinese, the word for crisis also can be translated to mean opportunity. So I feel as though if we're willing to shift our focus and start looking at the opportunities that are present, how we can grow, what we can learn from this time, I feel that there's a gift in these times, even present right now. So one thing that's really important is we focus on where we're going, we focus on what our goals are, but we also focus on the solutions, not just the problems. So another thing I would say is live in the now. Sometimes it can be, we can get so caught up in the wave of fear that's happening right now, and all of a sudden our mind starts going into this place of, well, what if this happens and what if that happens?
We worry about the hypothetical.
You start worrying about things that haven't actually happened yet, and all of a sudden you're experiencing them even though they haven't actually happened yet to you.
So we're accepting things as they are now.
Yes.
And then we try to find a way to move on from that.
One of the keys is to accept what's going on now. Perhaps you lost your job. Perhaps you've lost money in the stock market, for instance. Accept what's happening now, accept what you cannot control. That doesn't mean you just lie there and be a victim. It actually means you take a step back, you stop resisting, banging your head against the wall, but from that place you also look at what can I control? What can I shift? What difference can I actually make in my life right now?
You also say forgiveness is key.
Forgiveness is absolutely key. I think this is an important time to let go of the past, to let go of the emotional baggage that perhaps we've been carrying for years. I find that holding on to grudges, holding on to anger, bitterness, resentment, which we all have a little bit of sometimes, is not productive. It doesn't keep us in a productive state of mind at all, and our kids feel it. You know, our kids are so connected to us that they feel everything anyway.
Of course they do.
They feel everything anyway.
You say we should focus on service at a time like this. Now, I know it's easy to be so caught up in your own misery that you don't even think about service. So what do you mean by what kind of service?
I would say that if you're just thinking about what can I get in these times, you won't even survive, let alone thrive. So ask yourself, how can I make a difference? How can I add value to my customers, to my clients, to those around me? How can I actually serve? I find that when you're giving your gifts, when you're giving who you are, when you're truly being of service from a pure heart, people feel it. Your family feel it, your customers feel it. If you're looking for a job, the person maybe who's going to employ you will feel that goodness of your heart. So it makes a difference, and your joy grows exponentially.
You also say every moment is an opportunity to love. I love that. Tell us a little bit more.
You know, these challenging times, I think, are reminding us of what's really important. Sometimes we're losing the external, but we still have the relationships, we still have the connections, we still have each other. And I think we might lose everything, but so long as we still have each other, that's priceless. So every moment really is an opportunity to love. We often think we need to do these big things to show how much we love people, but it's available just in this moment. It's available at home. It's available any second of the day.
I'm glad you said at home, because I wanted you to tie that concept back into the family. We were talking about the family earlier. I think kids and spouses can sense in us, you know, when we're caught up in despair and hopelessness. So what effect does it have on them when they see us?
I think our kids, and especially our kids, regardless, even if we try and hide it, they feel it anyway. So it's not about hiding it, but for instance, with your kids, if they feel it, if they came up to you and asked you, I would encourage you to have an intelligent, productive conversation with them. To maybe use the conversation as a transformational moment where you can maybe teach them about what you're going through, share with them about what you're going through, but also teach them about some of the lessons of love, of courage, of strength, of resilience, of hard work. These qualities that will serve as an amazing foundation for them and the rest of their lives.
And let them know that these things can turn the situation around and make it more hopeful.
That there is indeed hope. I always tell my clients, succumbing to desperation, succumbing to fear, that never changes the situation. Once you're done feeling desperate and hopeless, the situation is still sitting there staring you in the face.
Now, is there a point when you can share too much with your kids? I mean, you don't...
Yeah, it's not about dumping on them. But so there is a fine line, but it's not about pretending it's not happening. So it needs to be addressed, because kids will often act out what you're not acknowledging anyway.
Now, you've put one of your big messages to music on a CD. Tell us about this.
The CD is called Love Now, and simply, for me, the message is real simple. It's that love is the most powerful force on the planet. And, you know, to me, love has almost become unhip for some reason. So my vision is to make love hip, that, you know, we worship superheroes that fly and athletes that dunk, but what if we were as committed to loving? I feel as though we would transform the planet. And to me, these times are a challenging time, but we must love now, not tomorrow, but today.
Awesome message. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
On the website, check them out. We'll see you tomorrow.